Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into the blueprint for one of the most inspiring ideals in Eastern philosophy, the path of the Bodhisattva. It's this incredible, heroic journey of compassion and wisdom. But what are the actual practical steps? I mean, how does someone really transform themselves to benefit every single living being? Well, it turns out there's this amazing foundational text, the Yogacara Bhumi-shastra, that lays out a clear and powerful framework. It takes this grand, massive ideal and breaks it down into a practice you can actually achieve. So let's see how it works. So here's how we're going to break this all down. We'll start with the ethical foundation, which is the precepts. Then we'll look at the inner resilience of patience and the incredible driving force of diligence. And finally, we'll see how it all comes together to create some pretty profound results. All right, let's jump right into our first pillar, precepts. And right off the bat, this isn't about some rigid, stuffy set of rules. It's about creating a stable, harmless, and beneficial way of living that becomes the bedrock for absolutely everything else. At its very heart, this is the ethical launchpad for the whole journey. See, the source explains that this commitment isn't just about avoiding bad things. Nope, it's a proactive discipline to actively create good in the world. And that's what gives you a stable, clear mind to work with. The text actually boils all of ethics down into these three powerful ideas, which is super helpful. First, you restrain from harm. That creates a safe space, both for your own mind and for others. Second, you actively go out and cultivate all the wholesome qualities, the good dharmas. And third, and this is the really big one, you do all of this, not just for you, but for the explicit purpose of helping every other living being. It's just a beautiful, complete system. Okay, so that's the foundation. Now let's build on it with the second pillar, patience. And this is where the real mental heavy lifting comes in. This is your inner fortitude, kind of like a shock absorber for the mind that lets you face all of life's challenges without losing your way. Now, the source text is incredibly precise here. Patience isn't just, gritting your teeth and putting up with something. It's a profound inner peace. It's a strength that literally protects your mind from getting hijacked by anger or the need to get even or holding on to grudges. It's all about keeping a calm, stable core no matter what's happening on the outside. So this is the million-dollar question, right? How on earth do you actually do this when someone is actively wishing you harm or really pushing your buttons? Well, the text gives us this fascinating and very practical toolkit for the mind. This is where it gets really cool. The text offers 5 powerful mental tools to just completely reframe a conflict and dissolve anger before it can even take root. I mean, think about it. If you see the person attacking you as someone who might have been your mother in a past life, it totally changes the dynamic, doesn't it? Or you can recognize there's no solid me to be harmed in the first place, just changing experiences. That takes the personal sting out of it. These aren't just intellectual games. They're practical ways to turn a moment of conflict into a genuine opportunity for wisdom. And it's not just about dealing with other people. The source really emphasizes that patience also means calmly accepting the difficulties that come up on the path itself. From physical aches in meditation to the mental grind of changing your own deep-seated habits. It's about resilience in all its forms. The third pillar is the engine that drives this whole journey forward, diligence. And the text describes this not as some grim, joyless task, but as this powerful, courageous, and even heroic kind of energy. The original text defines diligence with a word that literally means heroic and brave. How cool is that? It's this courageous, unwavering enthusiasm for doing good, for cultivating virtue, and for helping others, no matter how long it takes or how hard it gets. And wow, just listen to this to get a sense of the sheer scale of this commitment. This vow is known as harness-like or armor-like diligence. It's like you're literally putting on your armor before going into battle, ready to face absolutely anything for the sake of others. And this is so important. This is not about suffering just for the sake of suffering. It's about having a purpose that is so profound, a compassion that is so vast, that no obstacle, no matter how huge or terrifying, can knock you off your path. That's the power of real diligence. Okay, so we've got the 3 pillars: precepts, patience, diligence. But why? What's the payoff here? Well, the text is very clear about the tangible benefits you get, both in this life and in the ones to come. This isn't just an abstract goal, it has real-world consequences. This table lays it out beautifully, and it's straight from the source. By upholding precepts, you get a peaceful, regret-free mind right now, and protection in the future. With patience, you experience less conflict and way more joy in this life, which leads to a fortunate rebirth. And diligence, that makes you effective and fearless now, and it's what directly propels you toward that ultimate goal of enlightenment. So you see how they all just work together perfectly, right? It's this interconnected system. Precepts give you that stable ground to stand on. Patience gives you the resilience to stay on that ground when the storms of life hit. And diligence provides that joyful energy to just keep walking forward on the path, step by step. So, this ancient blueprint is so much more than just a path to enlightenment. It's a practical guide for transforming our daily lives. The real question it leaves us with isn't can I become a bodhisattva, but something much more immediate. How can I bring just a little more of that courage and compassion into the world today? What's one small step you can take?